Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Thursday morning. It's Stephen Whiteside here from the uptrend.com. In the pre market this morning, stock index futures are extremely quiet, while the Magnificent Seven stocks are all over the place this morning. We've got Meta up, Microsoft down, we've got Tesla up. A lot of volatility in those stocks in the pre market, but the NASDAQ 100 ETF and index are up ever so slightly this morning. Now, yesterday we had the Fed meeting, and the announcement looks like it stabilized not only the stock market, but the US dollar itself, and which had an inside day on Wednesday. And there's the US dollar. It recently traded up to the 200-day moving average. The euro traded down to the 200-day moving average. And both of those took out the previous highs and lows from the past 6, 9 months. And so we are trading outside of the previous range and looking to see if the market wants to bring those currencies back into that range or continue the current trend. Now, gold was up sharply yesterday. It's up again in the pre-market this morning, making new higher highs. So the Fed didn't stop that end of the trade, and we have silver up again in the pre-market this morning. Now, the S&P 500 index hit 7,000 yesterday, got as high as 7,002.8, and we closed down off that high yesterday, down at the 6978.03 level. And the market will be looking to see if it can take out the $7,000 level and close above that on Thursday. Now, our next mathematical target is 7,031.25. And again, we'll have to see if we can get up over 7,000. That'll be the first sign that we're heading towards that target, which is currently the top of our projected trading range. Now, with the price of gold up once again yesterday, the big winner in our world on Wednesday was the TSX Global Gold ETF, up nearly 3% on the day. Silver miners were up, but not as much, 1.59%. Then we had the semiconductors were the really big winners. Semiconductor stocks, much bigger than the gold sector, up 2.3% on the day. Was enough to get Intel back on a buy signal. Remember, Intel got clipped last week and has come back with the rest of the semiconductors moving sharply higher. They were buying just about anything semiconductor related on Wednesday. Their Seagate up nearly 20% on the day, followed by Western Digital up over 10%. Then just under 10% was Texas Instruments and SanDisk. And then we followed up with Microchip Technologies and then Micron up over 6% on the day. So huge move up for semiconductor stocks on Wednesday. Take a look at the Canadian market, and this guy certainly isn't dressed for the season. We need to change that. There's the iShares for the TSX 60 treading water right now. We had Cameco making a new high for this move, up over 6%. Then we had Wheaton Precious Metals up over 4%. Those were the big winners. What didn't work? Well, OpenText was the big loser, followed by CCL Industries. CCL for the third time drove up to the 89.06 level and reversed, and we are still holding the low from about a week and a half ago. We'll have to see if that breaks on Thursday. Looking at the Vanguard Canada ETF, we're still on a buy signal here, but haven't put in a new high just yet. Energy Fuels was the big winner, and it is up at the high from back in October. We'll have to see if the market wants to take out that high. You can see the next two targets to the upside there. Denison Mines making a new high yesterday, up nearly 9% on the day. NextGen Energy also up nearly 9% on the day, a little over 8.5%. What didn't work? Well, the fashion stock Arista was the big loser on the day, down over 6%. Then one of the marijuana stocks was down nearly 6% on the day. And then we've got the TD Bank, which also showed up near the bottom of the performance list, down 2.7%. You don't see that very often. Now, I'm sure there's still some places in the U.S. where this guy is appropriately dressed for the season. Looking at the Vanguard Total Market ETF, there's a new high yesterday before pulling back. We're trying to break out above the 343.75 level. We've tried that a few times and still waiting for that breakout to happen. The Dow's struggling up here at the moment. A lot of it had to do with United Healthcare, which tumbled on Tuesday, came back and was actually the best performing stock on the Dow on Wednesday and had an inside day. So no major change there. Amgen was the next big loser on the day. And then looking at the S&P 500, we made a new high yesterday before pulling back. We haven't challenged $700 yet. If we can take that out, then $703.13 would be our next target. The equal weighted S&P 500 trading in the channel. So there's certainly a mathematical possibility of a sell signal on Thursday, but we're not seeing that type of action in the pre-market this morning. Now, there's the NASDAQ 100 trading up to the high from back in October. You can see our next target and the top of our projected trading range just above that. Then looking at the equal weighted NASDAQ, it's struggling here at the moment and actually closed below the previous day's low. Now, the equal weighted NASDAQ ran up and retested the October high a couple of weeks ago, and that failed and generated a sell signal a few days later. Looking at our price targets, you can see that we're struggling here to get back up over the $145.31 level. If we can do that, we may take another run at the previous highs. Now, the next generation NASDAQ actually closed slightly higher on the day on Wednesday. Then looking at the Russell 2000, the small caps and the micro caps, they were all down on Wednesday and could certainly generate sell signals on Thursday. Now, financials have been struggling over the past few weeks. It hasn't had a lot to do with the U.S. banking sector, a lot more to do with the U.S. insurance sector, which closed slightly higher on Wednesday, but certainly no sign of a change in trend coming into Thursday's trading action. Okay, folks, that's all for this morning's presentation. Stock index futures are fairly quiet, lots of volatility in the tech sector, while commodities are all trading higher on Thursday morning. Enjoy the rest of your day. Next time you'll hear my voice is on Friday morning.
Thanks for tuning in until the very end of today's stock market timing educational video. If you found the content valuable, don't forget to express your support by hitting the like button, leave a comment, sharing with your friends, and subscribing to our channel for more insightful updates. Remember, in the world of stocks, timing is crucial, and following the trend can be your greatest ally. If you would like more information on how we can help you better time the stock market, please visit theuptrend.com.